start in trouble with you. What do you think the world thinks about how the president has been received, especially with the media coverage that's been out there?
Well, I feel that Barack Obama has done an excellent job considering what he had inherited coming into office. It hasn't even been a year yet, and he's already passed some phenomenal legislation. He's done some things that have taken a lot of courage. He's had some fumbles and some mishaps as well. I'm not saying that he's had a perfect presidency by any means. I still am waiting on the appropriate reform and oversight to be implemented on Wall Street to actually stop what happened previously this fall to not happen again. But all in all, a lot of the things that he campaigned on, healthcare reform, making sure that equal pay for equal work, all those things he's put into place, and he's making sure that he's trying to right the ship. Now, as far as how he's being received, I think that because of the sensationalism with the 24-hour news cycle, we're seeing a lot of the extremes being placed because you can't have...
Is it really the extreme, though? Is it mainstream America?
Yeah.
Is it extreme?
I think it's extreme. I think it's a mixture of both. You see some positive when you talk to regular people, but when you see the media, you see the extreme. That's what sells. That's what gets ratings.
There was a quote, Laura, I think, now that you're talking to Senator Charles, it was like they said the race is like catnip for the media. I thought that was very interesting. Race is like catnip for the media.
Well, it's like what Sister said. If it bleeds, it leads. And remember, this is an industry that we're talking about. The news cycle, all of these CNN and Fox News, they're about making money. So you have to follow the money. That you have, even though we're using that as the news, it becomes the product that they're trying to sell so they can make money, so they can sell advertising time. Well, so that's basically what the whole industry is all about, making money.
Yeah, I think the world is probably as baffled as a lot of us here domestically in the United States are about the fact that we're spending so much time on, is he really born in the United States? Is he a Nazi? Is he a socialist? Because everybody has to realize the same thing that we realize, that there's a lot that he has on his plate that's very important, not just to us in the United States, but internationally. Because when our financial markets collapsed, it affected everyone all over the world. So I think they're probably wondering how ludicrous it is to spend all this time giving him the need to address each of these insignificant issues when he has so much more that's important to do.
And I was wondering to myself, when he has to sit down and negotiate a peace treaty in Israel, if he has to sit down and talk to Russia about the oil pipeline and Georgia issues, what type of level of respect are they going to have for him if he can't even handle health care? Okay, what kind of level of respect are they going to have when they see that the country seems to be in uproar over that?
When you say can't handle healthcare, the respect, I think that they understand, these other countries understand what America is. We sensationalize a lot of things. I don't think that a lot of the leaders are sitting there saying, oh my gosh, that the Tea Party is calling him a welfare thug, or oh my gosh, they had an outbreak at a town hall meeting. When he comes here, we're not going to respect him, or we're going to say, why aren't you handling your town halls? I don't think that matters. I think they really understand what America is, how we sensationalize things, and I think aside from that, he is handling.
Well, why wouldn't they do that? Because we do that. Any little thing, like when they had the elections in Iran, and when they had the young lady that got shot, we sensationalize a lot of their politics and stuff. Why wouldn't they take the same take on ours?
Well, I think that if you look at, first of all, you're looking at the healthcare debate, you can talk about every president since Roosevelt that's been trying to tackle health care, that, we still have yet to tackle this monstrous problem. We still are the only industrialized country that does not have basically universal health care for our people. We consistently are trying to essentially make a market out of trying to sacrificing lives for personal profit. And so this is not a problem that is Barack Obama's problem. He's trying to fix his problem, but I do feel that he is the closest president in terms of, and we still have yet to see how it's going to end up. I think we're going to get health care reform. Whether or not we're going to get a public option is the big question. We will see reform, we will see more reform under Barack Obama's presidency than any other president in the history of this country.
This Indonesian Muslim, this welfare thug, okay, and he's a socialist, he's a Nazi, he's everything. He's everything but the president, right?
Well,
He's the racist in chief.
I think it goes back to, I think Maureen Dowd said that nobody can believe that that they have a black president and they will never accept him.
So is this racist, like Jimmy Carter talked about? Is this racist?
That's just what it is. And I think that might be the nuance that other people in other countries might not be aware of, in terms of that being the third rail, race being the third rail in America conversation. That's a conversation that's never been had. And really, to me, again, I think that the expectations, the greatest expectations that I had for Barack Obama was that he would engage the country in that conversation.
Is he being naive, though, Barack Obama? Is he being naive, thinking that, you know, that the right is going to come along and he keep extending his hand and his hand keep getting stung and bitten?
Well, I think
Do you think he needs to take that extended hand and turn it into a fist?
Well, I think the reason he's probably addressing things the way he is because he realizes that the media is going to hop on controversy, and if he tries to ignore a segment of the population, they're going to make that an issue.
Didn't Bush do that already? For 8 years, he ignored a segment of the population.
Successfully.
Exactly. Successfully, right. Right. I mean, you govern from a position of power and stuff, and Bush didn't seem to be concerned about things that people on the other side. So why some people that are progressive are saying that Barack is too caring, and that maybe he needs to toughen up a little bit.
At the end of the day, 60 Democrats in the Senate is not the same as 50 Republicans in the Senate. And I think it's very clear that the GOP party,
because of the blue dogs you're talking about,
exactly.
because there's not consensus within the Democratic Party.
And I've always said that, you know, there's nothing wrong with individuals thinking differently. There's nothing wrong with individuals being smart and being intelligent and actually trying to think outside of the box. Just because you have 60 senators and they don't all agree, it's not necessarily something that's problematic. We have individuals who think, you know, Baucus, individuals, Grassley, Snow, who's on the Republican side, she's trying to come in. They, you know, the gang of 6. But these individuals have done a lot to try to think outside of the box. Even though I think there needs to be a public option, but nonetheless, I don't think that's necessarily problematic in that case.